Yeah, so that's how this sounds, the style sounds. Well, that's one example. I'm going to take this one and try to remake it quickly with, well, not completely, but I'm going to try to make it as good as possible within like 30 minutes. And okay, so I checked this file, and as you can see, it's 97 beats per minute. So I put 97 beats per minute over there. And yeah, and then, yeah, let's listen to this part again over here. So what we need is a sub kick. We need some, actually those are not snares, we could call them snips because it's like that sound. And we need those, we need a crash, we need some kind of riser effect in here. We need a bass playing the notes, like the bass notes of the harmonies, and I'm not entirely sure if it's those, but those sound quite cool together here. And we also need a little bit of white noise. And yeah, but first things first, we hear those plucks, you know, and those. So in this group I prepared some pluck sounds. I'm using Massive, that's one of my Massive patches, and it's a little bit tweaked. Has a filter over here, another filter over there, a little bit of reverb. And yeah, I try to figure out some of the notes, and more or less I think they go like this, more or less, not entirely the same, but let's put this in here. Yeah, you see it's filtered over here, and I'm using some basic reverbs from Ableton. I would, if I would do this completely correct, I would use another reverb, but maybe I'm going to make this file available and then everybody can like use the Ableton reverb, so it's easier. The only thing you really need apart from Ableton for this file to work will be Massive, because it's basically doing the plucks. That's the light one. It's very more in the high frequencies, and a little bit more filter. The filter is a little bit more open over here, and in this one, it's a little bit deeper. It's giving a little lower frequencies to the sound. Yeah, it's actually too loud over here. And then there is a pad behind everything, and it's also Massive made in this case. It's yeah, it's called late LFO over here. That's how it looks, and it's filtered over here because it comes in from behind, from the bottom, and also some cheap but well reverb kind of sounding Ableton reverb sound over here. Yeah, and late LFO, you can see that always at the end of the pad note it's getting whoa, so LFO kind of. Yeah, and you already heard the saxophone sound, so I try to more or less copy the notes that I can hear over here in this part and in that one. And to make this sound really nice, you would need a cool saxophone plugin, or best thing would probably be like playing the saxophone by yourself. But yeah, right now I just used some Ableton built-in sounds. If you go to sounds and look for sax, that's what you get. And I put this into an instrument rack over here and added a piccolo solo staccato flute, and I mixed those two together and put a little bit of compression onto them over here. Then there's a lot of EQing going on because I want the high frequencies of those sounds to be emphasized. I'm getting rid of a little bit of those frequencies in the middle of the panorama, because over there is already a lot of stuff going on, and then there's another reverb and a little bit of delay, and the utility giving a little bit of width to the sound, like more panning to left and right. So more or less that's how I figured it sounds. Yeah, and you also hear a piano over here. I think there's also a piano inside of this remix by Matoma, and I used the usual Ableton piano pack and tweaked some elements a little bit, low frequencies cut off, and also in the mid section I'm also cutting out a little bit of those lower mids and putting a little bit of reverb on top of the sound. So that's my instrument group, basically ARPs, plugs and instruments. Those plugs, the pad, the saxophone and the piano. Over here I have my bass sound. It's the Nausea bass. It's also of one of the ableton.com packs. You can download that one for free. And yeah, it's held over here. It's very deep. If you listen on your laptop, you won't hear this now, but yeah, if you listen on speakers, you will notice it's deep sound. And over here, it's going like this. And then, of course, the drumming. So I already showed you this sub kick, which kicks in over here. Yeah, that one is very deep, and I'm using, over here I'm doing the drums with simplers to make it easy to see how the midis are placed. And like the kick is a breakbeat kick on position 1, on position 3. I'm putting a crash on top of the hits. Then I have those snips. Then I have a little more punchy element, the snares. One is a little deeper and one adds the top element. So that's very, very basic. This one is the deeper snare sound. See, I cut off a little bit of this part because I want to use this part out of that sound. Actually, I can put this out a little bit over here. I'm also having an offbeat hi-hat sound over here. It's a closed one. Those frequencies are cut out a little bit. And I put the hi-hat on the left a little bit. And then I have a tom element over here, which is going, yeah, it's just adding a little bit of dynamic. If we listen to all the drums together. Yeah, that's a tom element out of our D Premium Volume 1 sample pack. And yeah, those are the drums all together. And the bass and the instruments. So let's listen to everything again. So right now it doesn't sound as powerful as the original sound because I'm only using Ableton effects and instruments, and usually if I want to achieve this kind of
the motherfucking world is a ghetto full of look at these niggas with attitudes. Look at these niggas with attitudes.
a little more powerful and rich sound, yeah, I would need some external VSTs maybe, and maybe a little bit better original sound, for example for the saxophone, maybe a cool plugin or something, and then a lot of compression, EQing, and yeah, so adding richness and punch to it. But yeah, we are fairly close to that sound, and I guess that's gives you a small idea of how you can create a cool tropical house sounds on your own with Ableton, with the built-in elements. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I'm going to make this file available, this project file, I'm not sure, we'll see. And yeah, try to make some cool tropical house sounds. Have fun, bye!